it's a pretty significant change. I mean, as far as almost everything, as far as, the style, going from a really unorthodox style to Rob Font's pretty orthodox style. And then also the narrative completely shifted too, from when I was supposed to be the underdog to now being the favorite. And so, yeah, complete big giant shift.
Were you close to not saying yes to this, Cory, or was it always you were going to fight? It didn't matter who really it was.
I was going to fight amongst like a pretty reasonable standard, like I'm really glad that Rob Font was free. When I got the call from my agent, I had a feeling it wasn't going to be a good one because he doesn't call me super often. And then, or he does, but not like,
It's
not
bad news when he calls.
well, at that time, it was like nighttime. I was like,
Oh.
good, and then so he told me Umar's out. I said, okay, well, who am I fighting instead? And then he said Rob Font, and I was like, isn't he scheduled to fight Song? And he said, nope, Song has to have had pushed the fight back or whatever, or he's a little dinged up or something. So they said Font, and I was like, perfect. As long as I got someone for me, I'm cool with it.
And in the end, Cory, is it actually more beneficial or possibly more beneficial because you end up fighting a guy who is not ranked 11th, but I believe Rob is ranked 7th. So fighting a higher ranked guy, although obviously you're above both of them, does that have any impact on what happens after your fight this weekend?
I don't think so. I was really excited to face the challenge of Umar. Like that's like a really tough style matchup for a guy like myself, and I put in a lot of work to figure out how to beat that guy. And right when I feel like I was doing it, and all I had to go out was just train, work hard for the rest of the camp, and then go out and ace the test. I was like really excited to do that. So when they flipped it to Rob, I was still obviously okay with that. I almost am approaching it in a different manner where this is, just as challenging. I just have to see this flip as a challenge because champions have to be used to dealing with these types of challenges, and I'm trying to be a champion. So that's the way that I'm approaching it. And yeah, I'm real glad that Rob's free and he was able to step up. Applaud to him for doing that. And yeah, we're having a fight in Nashville.
You obviously have a goal of having that title wrapped around, or that belt wrapped around your waist. Do you allow yourself to look at where this could position you with a win? And if so, where does that put you, and what opportunity might that afford you with a win?
I think you can't really deny that I'm the next guy after this weekend. Like who else do you have? I sorry.
Yeah, Marab. Thoughts on him?
Yeah, so
Cejudo.
but Marab's out right now and he won't fight Aljamain. I don't know what I mean. Aljamain says that he's going to move up. I don't know if he's going to. That's if he wins. So it's there's like a lot that's up in the air. But I know as far as like I feel like at this point compared to the other guys, with the exception of Marab, who's on a really long win streak, has beaten really really good guys, but is also hurt right now.
Yeah.
Like I don't. There's literally no one else in the division. You can't.
And if it was Sean, obviously you guys have a little something going on, right? So that would be an exciting fight from a fan standpoint, at least.
I think that that's as far as the fan matchup goes. I think that in the bantamweight division, me and Sean O'Malley is the fight that everyone wants to see.
Yeah, I think you're right.
After this weekend, I go home. I take home this win. I don't know really who I'll be rooting for because I also do want to really get my fight against Aljamain back. I don't want him to leave the division with like on his own. Like
Right.
I want
You
him
want
to
to beat him, then he can go.
yeah, I want him to take a L so that he doesn't kind of make us all look like a bunch of bitches. But I want to I want that one against Aljamain probably more than I want to fight O'Malley. But I also know that the O'Malley fight is the one that the fans want to see. So both have their pros.
Yeah, you can't go wrong either way. Then, right? There's the silver lining is either way you got a good fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you keep the facial hair for the fight?
Yeah, I didn't bring my clippers. I wish I would have because
no, I wish you wouldn't. I'm glad you forgot them.
It sucks, obviously not fighting in Boston, but coming in and fighting in Nashville just as good. I've never been to Nashville. it's a big opportunity for me. There's a lot more upside to this fight, so I quickly got over the whole Boston thing real fast.
Is there any possible scenario where you could be back depending on what happens on Saturday? That would be pretty epic.
And the perfect world, I go out there, put him out in the first round, and get back to Boston. Obviously, I don't wish anything on anybody, but if anything happens, I'm the guy to call, man. I'll step in real quick.
How about the opponent itself change from Song to Cory? Very different styles.
Yeah, definitely different styles, height, range, footwork, teams, all that. I think I'm not even going back. I'm not, Song. You got to give the power to. That guy can crack. I was definitely prepping for that. And then with Cory, it's a lot more footwork, a lot more touches, a lot more creativity. So it's a different puzzle, but something I'm ready for. I have what it takes to kind of outbox him. I have the power range on him, and I think he's gonna be surprised when he starts to grapple and he sees how strong I am when it comes to grappling as well.
A lot of your last fight versus Yanez. I mean, your boxing was obviously on display against the guy that had so much hype behind him. How do you go in and what can you do for an encore of some dominant show like that?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, man. I'm gonna have to figure something out, surprise my own self. But yeah, man, that was an awesome night, man. I'm coming in off of a loss, or off two losses, coming off of a year off, and fighting a young up and coming upstart with five knockouts, five UFC fights, five knockouts, five bonuses. He's on a tear, and he's never even been finished either. So I was like, all right, this is a tough fight, but I got to get in there and get this kid out of there. And it worked out perfectly. That night was awesome. It was a star-studded event. You had Kid Rock was there, Donald Trump was there. It was like a million of athletes were there. The place was crazy. So it was just an electric night. The place erupted after I hit him. The place went crazy. So like yeah, I couldn't have written that story any better. And it's definitely gonna be hard to top, but I'm gonna try, man.
In terms of the division, which is razor tight, this fight does give you an opportunity. You're going now to fight someone ahead of you as someone behind you. So, I mean, do you look at this how close you are to that title fight? We basically could be like a fight away. There's a lot going on. There's injuries and stuff, but that
Yeah,
another
yeah.
title fight coming up.
100%, man. This is the fight I think that gets me straight to that title shot. I'm planning on going there not only just make it entertaining and get the win, but I want to get a finish. And then if I do that, I don't think they can deny me a title shot.
Is there a backup for that title fight? That would obviously be very difficult here for you, but you never know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I gotta assume no yet because you have Marab. I believe he's still injured. I think everybody else is booked, so I gotta assume no. But in a perfect world, I go out there, come out, unscathed. I definitely wouldn't mind being the backup for it.
When you go to sleep at night, how do you see yourself having your hand raised on Saturday?
Man, I keep going back and forth from like a TKO to submission in the third round. I really do. I think it's going to be a fun fight for the first two rounds, and then I think I'm gonna find something in that third.
We talked to Cory earlier about the 5 pounds. How much does that change your fight week? You're probably not as going crazy having to cut weight, and you
Yeah,
were
no,
behind the 8 ball already.
yeah. So I'm a pretty big bantamweight, and obviously losing those 2 weeks was something. It wasn't something I wanted to just kind of look over. So we reached out to the UFC. They hooked it up. They took care of us, and I'm pretty sure he's not complaining either. And I'm pretty sure he's probably like, yeah, hey, fuck it, let's go with it. I'm saving a card. They hooked it up. So yeah, we're not sucking that much water weight. So I feel a lot better about that.
Last thing, and I'm sure you guys are going to see each other if you haven't, but what's your message for Cory heading into this main event fight?
Yeah, man, I'm pretty sure he's not, but just don't sleep on me, man. I think Adrian did that, and he paid for it. And again, Adrian, Sandhagen is a true martial artist, and so I hope he's not sleeping on me. And just be prepared to put on a show, get prepared, ready, and I'm coming, man.